You're listening to the In Between Sales Calls podcast with Derek Shebby, episode 22. Welcome, everyone. A big part of being a successful salesperson is how strong your mindset is. Developing a winning mindset comes from years of struggle, years of rejection, years of doubt. It also comes from today's success habit, which is don't take yourself too seriously. Let me tell you a story of my most embarrassing sales moment. It's a great story. Now, I didn't like it too much back then, but yeah, you're probably going to love it. So anyway, I was struggling so bad that all my sales leadership drew a line in the sand. They were committed to diving in and helping me close some deals to get me back on track. They looked at each other in the eye and said, "I won't let Derek fail. I will also be the first one of us to get a deal for him. Just watch." They were getting really competitive, and I was feeling the love and the support. Not everyone gets so lucky. What I didn't mention was that if I didn't turn the corner and improve, they were going to let me go. But I'll save that for another episode. Okay, so I was feeling like I had a chance. All I needed to do was follow their direction. One of the VPs set an appointment at a large company in the area for me. We went to their office and had an amazing first appointment. We met with the CIO of the company and his staff. Now, I don't know how it happened. I was too new to understand how it all worked back then, but my VP managed to close the deal on the spot. The customer happened to have an immediate need and agreed to my VP's terms. Lucky, I know. He was starting to feel pretty excited too, and how well everything was going, and began to brag over the phone to the other managers. He was going to win the challenge of getting a deal for me. What was my job in this whole thing? Remember, it was just to do whatever he told me to do. The next step was for me to drop off an installation guide for our solution. It was a brochure-type guide that detailed for their team over there the size, electrical requirements, and the space requirements for the solution that their CIO and VP agreed upon. I just needed to drop it off with one of their lower IT support guys. So I showed up. And if you could picture this, their lobby was like the lobby of the Cosmopolitan in Las Vegas. It was really nice. Couches everywhere, huge. This company was really large, one of the largest companies in our area. So I was supposed to just wait for the IT support person in the lounge. So I waited. Then he arrived. I said a few things to him. I gave him the installation guide. Then he abruptly had to go. So I left and I drove back to the office. When I walked back in the door, my VP asked me, "Derek, what did you do?" I said, What do you mean? I just dropped off that document you told me to." He said, "Just tell me, did you put your feet up on their coffee table?" And I thought about it. And then I thought some more. And then I couldn't remember. He said, "Well, it doesn't matter. The deal's off. They were insulted by that, Derek. Let's find you another one." Okay, you can laugh if you haven't laughed yet. This is a true story. I was so embarrassed. I was so close to getting a deal, one that I really needed, one that could save my job, and I lost it because I put up my feet on their coffee table? Now back to today's success habit. Here's where I learned the importance of not taking yourself too seriously. For the next few years, the running joke with my VPs whenever I came into a room was for them all to put their feet up on the table. They'd say, "What's up, Derek?" looking all comfortable. They made me realize that I screwed up, but I could learn from it, and that it was funny. After that moment, I knew that nothing could be worse than what happened to me there. And what happened to me there was actually pretty funny. If things don't go your way, find something to learn from it and move on. You'll find that there's always a way to look back on how you were back then and laugh. Here's another example. This one is actually a passage from one of my favorite books, The Art of Possibility by Ben Zander. It's a chapter called Rule Number 6. Two prime ministers were sitting in a room discussing affairs of state. Suddenly, an aide burst in, shouting and banging his fists on the desk. The host prime minister quietly said, "Peter, kindly remember rule number 6. Peter was instantly restored to complete calm and apologized for the interruption and left the room. Two prime ministers resumed their discussion. Several minutes later, another aide rushes in, shouting and stamping. Again, the host prime minister quietly said, "Marie, please remember rule number 6. Marie calmed down immediately, apologized, and left the room. The visiting prime minister said, "I've seen many things in my life, but never anything as remarkable as this. Tell me, what is this rule number 6? The host prime minister said, "It's really very simple. Rule number 6 is this: don't take yourself so damned seriously." After a moment of pondering, the visiting prime minister inquired, "And what, may I ask, are the other rules?" The host replied, "There aren't any." These two examples are reminders that you've got to get in control of your mind. Find ways to laugh when things go wrong. Find ways to look at the positives in every situation. Find ways to make sure you don't take yourself too seriously, and you will be on your way to long-term success. That's it for today's episode. Thank you for allowing me to join you on your sales journey. See you next time. Hey, if you enjoyed listening to this podcast, then you have to come check out my free 5-day sales training course of my proven Sales in 21 Days program. I designed it to help you make more money in sales. Whether you're looking for a fast start or just looking to sharpen your skills, you can't afford to miss it. Come get free access today over at www.salesin21days.com. That's www.salesin21days.com. I'd love to have you join the program. See you there.